Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Vita Feminist Podcast. It's a podcast by African women for African women discussing feminist issues. My name is Esther and Denise,
I'm Ijoma.
Hello, I'm Amaka.
and today we'll be discussing female friendships. So, if you want to take us in.
Okay, I think what we're talking about today is a very interesting topic, female friendships, because of recent we're having a rise in the number of women who go, oh, I'm not interested in female friendships. I'm more of a guys person. I'm one of the guys. Female friendships are messy, and we have a lot of women who believe that women are their own worst enemies. And because the school of thought on this is growing larger and larger, we want to address this. Are female friendships worth keeping? Should we have more of male friends, or should we just be lone wolves and do our thing by ourselves? So that's what we're going to talk about today.
So, I would like to answer that.
Okay.
I definitely 100% think that female friendships are worth nurturing and keeping because as women, we understand each other, we share our deepest secrets, you know, we just connect. We share clothes, we share intimate details. There are a lot of things we share. There's a certain type of relationship that women have that you just don't find anywhere. And I think it's something that is very beautiful. And I wish women would see this. I wish every woman would have the chance to experience sisterhood. Yes, because it's such a beautiful thing. And when I see women say, I don't really keep female friends, I have more of male friends, women have done me dirty a lot of times. I mean, is that not all of us?
Yeah.
We have all been beaten by, one female friend or another. And I still go hard for my female friends. Please, it's not going to ever stop me. Because if we're keeping it 100, men have even done worse things to us. So why are you, not showing your female friends that same grace? Why are you not having patience for them the way you have with female friends? A female friend will do just one thing to you and you cut her off, call her jealous, bitter, a witch and all of that. But a man will literally drag you through gravel and you will forgive him 200 times. It just doesn't make any sense to me, So I believe that women should, seek out these relationships, nurture them, grow them, be intentional about them. Be very intentional about you. Pour into your female friendships. Like, it's very, very important. Women will have your back like nobody else would. I promise you that. So I think it's worth seeking out. It's worth, growing, and it's worth keeping 100%.
Yo, Amaka has, Amaka has blessed us. Okay, do you have anything to add?
Yes, I feel like it's like she said, it's something worth keeping because a lot of times there are some things you want to share with your friends, and it's not something you can tell a guy because, like you said, if you watch our previous podcast when it drops, men are not to be trusted with some delicate information, and when you have that sisterhood, when you talk to them about it, they can provide help, they can provide assistance, they can provide some sort of covering for you. So, and you can't find that, and there are some things that you can talk to your fellow woman about because she's a fellow woman and they understand you.
She gets it, yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like it's something that should be pursued and something that should be, like she said, sought out. I agree with her.
Okay, and to add to what she said, I think if women use half of the time they use to build all this, seek out male friendships, oh, my party, this is, if you pour out half of that time into your female friendships and nurture it, you would have a more fulfilling friendship, a more fulfilling experience. I think, and when we talk about female friendships, I think I'm the kind of person who goes hard for my female friendship. I think a lot of women, they take female friendships as, okay, a placeholder for when the man, the love of their life, their best friend comes along. You see it in when, let's assume a woman is getting married. She's making posts, I married my best friend, and I'm always asking, when I see posts like that, I'm always asking, even though it's not in duration, I'm always asking, didn't you have a best friend before this man came along? Weren't there people in your life before this man came along? Most women see female friendships as something to just, hold on to till the man comes, and they just dump
Drop
it
it like it's hot.
exactly. So you see, and it happens that a lot of time you see women get married and they stop being friends with, even not just single women, but even their married friends. They be like, oh, I want to protect my home. And then married men get married and keep their friends from secondary school. They keep their friends from kindergarten. They keep their friends from when they were cultists. But they'll tell you, that one, that one used to do runs, cut her off. But your husband and his cultist friends, they are still very good friends. So I think women, we are very lackadaisical when it comes to friendships. We pour out all those reservations, all those good things. We just leave it for our men. Okay, like when it comes to gifting, there are a lot of women who have never gifted their female friends. So not because they don't have money, but they think gifting should only be done in romantic settings, like when you're with a man. When it comes to doing stuff, going out, not just monetary things, going out, helping the business of your friend. There are women who, when you start a business, they will go hard for you. They'll patronize you, maybe give you money. It's okay, use this and do giveaway. Well, and that is how female friendships is supposed to be. But there are women who, they think, oh, you're starting a business. My queen was, my queen is doing this. We go, girl, but if it were a guy, these are the same women that will use their own school fees to shoulder a man's business. So all these things, they reserve the hard work for the men in their lives. And then they come and complain that the female friendships they have, they don't work. So I think we have to be, like Amaka said, you have to be very intentional. You have to pour into it. And you have to, do the hard work. Female friendships, they don't just sprout up. You have to do the hard work. Then that's one. Then I have a question now that I'm going to throw in. What happens when you do all that hard work and then your female friend does something bad to you? I think trending today, or trending this week in our internet space is the meddling, Kinika and the memes, wahala. Oh, she did all this for her friend. They were friends for a long time. She helped her. She did this, and then she backstabbed her. The meddling lady allegedly backstabbed the friend and snatched the husband. So what happens when you pour everything into your friends and they hurt you? They do something bad to you. This your female friend that you're using to shacking you, you're gifting her, you everything, and she hurts you. Does that mean you should now stop having female friends, at least to protect yourself? What do you think?
I think that shouldn't be a reason to cut off, trying to build a sisterhood with your female friends or other females that you come across, because, like we've said in the beginning, we give men lots and lots of chances to prove themselves over and over again, and they hurt us, and we keep on giving them those chances. So why can't the same be applicable to women? And even if such person hurts you, there are other women out there that you can still build this sisterhood or build this bond with. Women are not yet finished in the world, so you can still build a sisterhood again. Just make sure that you're intentional. When you're intentional, you're going to get your own person who will be there for you, and you'll be there for the person. So make sure you're intentional. Make sure that you don't allow such bad experience or whatever it is that has gone wrong in your former friendship to block you or to make you not to be able to open up yourself for more intentional friendships in your life.
Yeah, I mean, that makes so much sense, because you have people who have been in like 10 relationships. Obviously, the first 9 relationships did not work out, and you kept trying and trying again.
Yeah.
So why won't you give women that same grace? Why won't you keep trying? I know it hurts and everything when people do us dirty and everything, but continue trying. Put yourself out there. Give women that same chance that you give men.
Exactly.
And I want to add something else. I feel like a lot of people, they're a bit careless, for lack of a better word, when choosing friends. Because I noticed that people don't choose friends who share the same values with them, the same core principles, the same, politics. You just go and meet someone who, when you're talking A, the person is thinking Z, or you're a feminist and the person is one patriarchy queen, on her. How can that work? How can that relationship work? You get
You just dropped a rima now, and I wouldn't have. This is why I like having combo episodes, because I would not have thought of this angle. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it is very personally, it's very important to me. Like,
Yeah.
it just cannot work if we don't share these intrinsic values. That is just me for you. Like, all the women I surround myself with are like-minded, like myself. They go hard when it comes to, feminism. We share the same core values. It's something I take very, very, very seriously. And to be very honest, I can count on one hand how many times I've had a misunderstanding with my female friends. I'm not even talking about a huge argument or fight or that we've stopped talking. I'm telling you the truth. I can count on one hand, and we always just resolve these things and keep it pushing.
Yeah.
So if you build a friendship, a relationship with your girls on that solid foundation, I just believe that there's little chance for it, falling off.
Yeah.
Of course, people can be people. People will be people.
Definitely.
Terrible people will still show themselves. But I just feel like that is a very, very strong step to take and something to consider seriously when choosing friends.
Yeah, that's true. And yeah, what you said now and what the other said, I think it boils down to, obviously, let me just start from the beginning. Obviously, when a friendship fails or you feel betrayed by a female friend, it doesn't mean you should just shut that door forever. And let me say this, and I know that I keep saying this, but I like to compare. Men will never do that. A man, his friend will steal his money, steal his girlfriend, do whatever. He will still have friends. He will bitch about it, moan about it, but he will never stop having male friends or male colleagues or male people around him. It is women that do this. And let me tell you why. I think it's because from a long time, when we're young, we've been indoctrinated to believe that women are our enemies, to believe that they are our rivals. They pit us against ourselves. You see a fellow man, you see a competition. Women don't have that intrinsic solidarity that men have. A man would walk into this place and see 5 strange men. Okay, my boss, greet all of them. A woman would walk into the same place, see 5 strange men, and
But she'll greet the men.
She'll definitely greet the men. But and in her mind, she's already judging them. See how this one is dressed. Fake hair. What she's wearing. And there is this competition. You already believe, because from a young age you were told, we are raised up to compete against men, to compete against each other for men, for male validation. So that's why a woman would walk in here and greet the men, but I the women. And as we grow up, when you give a woman a chance, a fellow woman a chance, and she fails you, so to speak, it reinforces what you've been taught over the years, that a woman is you, it's not your friend. They told you they are after what you have. When you see stuff like, let me use this meddling boss thing, allegedly. Let me use this as an example. When you see the comments, all the comments they are saying, oh, she wants what you have, she wants your family, she has been jealous of you from onset. And I'm thinking, call it bad behavior, why is your man going to jealousy? Why is that the first place your mind goes? Once it's a woman, the first place our mind goes is jealousy, competition. But when a man fucks another man's wife, nobody is saying, oh, that man wants the family, he wants what his brother has. No.
Most as if jealousy is a trait that is inherent.
It's just women. We from a young age, like when you're sweeping the house, they are telling you, if you don't cook this thing well, another person will cook it for your husband. If you don't fuck your husband, another person will do it for him. So at a young age, even as you're growing up, you were taught to see other women as competition, as rivals, enemies, and exactly enemies. So the more you go, the more, and every time a woman fails you or you have a betrayal or blah blah blah, it reinforces that. It's a subconscious thing. You don't even know it's happening. Subconscious, unconscious act. It just reinforces that thing that you've been taught, that she be the talk it. Yeah. And when you have a fallout with a friend, every time I have a fallout with a friend, the first thing people say is, she has been jealous of you, Loki. Jealous. And sometimes it may be true, but why is that the go-to stuff for women? We believe that we were taught to be jealous. We believe, it's a rivalry thing. And I think that is one of the reasons why women might not be able to give other women second chances. But I still think that every betrayal that women may have betrayed their fellow women is a human thing. Men betray men. Men betray women. Women betray women. Women betray men. Vice versa, anyhow you want to put it. But why is this only when women betray women that we start shouting, women are their own worst enemies, this, that. Like Amaka said, you see a woman, a lady, she would date 10 men, 20 men before she settles down.
And all of them will show her pepper.
All of them will show, do her plenty, drag her and do abortion, beat her, do this. When she finally meets somebody that is for her, she's happy, blah, blah, blah. And then she'll be like, every time she gives the relationship, every relationship she enters, she gives it her all. She'll be like, oh, I'm a lover girl. I love love.
I love love.
You people will not make me change my heart. I believe in true love. My true love will find me. But this same girl would have one petty fallout with a woman, and then forever. I'm never having anything to do with women. I think that we have to give the same grace we give to men to our fellow women, and also we have to understand that we've been raised to see women as competitions. When you start unlearning that, you will start to understand that these betrayals or these bad things your female friends do to you are human nature. You cut them off if you have to. In fact, leave them bata, but don't shut the door to female friendships. Okay, I have another question. All right, how do you know? Like, okay, you said something about making sure that the person you want to approach has the same values as you. Yes. Okay. How do you build these friendships? How do you cultivate? Chidogo, let me start with you. How do you cultivate these friendships? Like, where these female friendships that we're talking about? Because sometimes you see when I make such posts about female friendships, you see people say, "Oh, I would actually like this, but I don't know where to meet. You people are lucky. I don't know where to meet this woman. I don't know that." What do you think?
I think you can meet them anywhere. I don't want to stereotype some places. I wanted to say maybe don't meet them in a club, but I feel like you can meet them anywhere.
Of course, you will go club. Where waiting carry you go club?
So you can meet women everywhere. It just boils down to the values you to share and what you to talk about. That is just the whole thing. You can meet women anywhere. Be open to conversation. Be open to have an open mind when you are in the midst of women, or wherever you go to a new place and you are in the midst of women. Have an open mind. Be jovial. For example, myself, when I'm passing and I see a lady who I don't know her from anywhere, and she looks good, I'm like, "Hi, you look good. Your hair is fine, or your clothes is nice." And you see, most time they were not expecting it to happen. When they turn back, they smile and they're like, "Oh, thank you." And sometimes I'm like, "Okay, can I have your number? Let's just talk." I know some people might say they're not that bold to say such things, but I mean, try it out. And even if you don't take a step to, collect number or to network, just try and pass out compliments. Try and say hi when you're in the midst of women. Say hi. Start some sort of conversation. Don't just, for example, what you said about when they come in. I've heard so many stories about when a woman comes into a gathering and there are guys there and there are women there, they won't even bother to greet or anything. That is just not good. It's not the right thing to do. When you come in, just say hello, smile, have some sort of conversation if you can. Be open to any conversation they are having in there, and I feel like you can meet somebody and people can connect. So as long as you're willing to try, as long as you're open to that idea in its totality, you'll find someone who is your person. That's what I think.
Okay.
Yeah, you're actually right. You didn't mention the internet, which is a place that a lot of women have also, met people and formed very tight bonds. The internet is another place to meet people. If you're someone like me who is a homebody, you can look out your followers or people on the internet. Shoot your shots. It's the same way women talk about strategic positioning when it comes to men. Strategically position yourself to when it comes to these women. Just give it a try, and it doesn't end there. When you meet these people and it's just the way you court men, you date men, you start getting to know them for a while. I believe in having social conversations, social issues, conversations that surround social issues, they give you a lot of insight as to how
how this
someone
person thinks.
you know, how they think, things they take seriously and whatnot. You know,
their
have these
values and stuff.
conversations. Yes, but they have their values. It gives you a lot of insight. So during these conversations, I do it a lot. Make I know whether person when me and they talk now momo or not. You know, I do it a lot. Let me know where you stand when it comes to sexual harassment. You know, when it comes to women issues and everything. So I know that we are on the same page. So a lot of people don't do these things. And then there's this popular thing people say. They say that women just look out for aesthetically pleasing women and make them friends. And then when they do you dirty, you start screaming women this, women that. And it's kind of true, to be very honest. The aesthetics just, you know, they are so flashy and everything, and you feel like you can yes girl your way into a tight bond. It doesn't just work like that all the time. No, but for real.
The certification of female friendship.
It doesn't work like that, honestly. Because, I mean, it's not by aesthetics only. So if you're looking for a lasting something, you just have to put in the work. You know, sometimes you might be disappointed. If that one doesn't work out,
another one will.
And move on. Stick someone else, you know?
Yeah. I think another thing here is why female friendships are demonized so much, apart from, you know, male gaze and, you know, oh, they are going to snatch your husband and blah, blah, blah. Because women are always, you know, trying to protect their homes. Another reason I think female friendships are so demonized, I think I have two, but let me start. Number one, the media. When two female friends fall out, oh, they make it a thing. They make it a thing. The back and forth, they make it a thing. But this, you know, I remember like when I'm assuming Bobrisky is a woman here, but let's just say when Bobrisky and Tonto fell out, it was such a big deal. Oh, this is our female friendships. Oh, but when men fall out and, you know, have issues and they are insulting themselves, when rappers do it, they have beef, Vector, MI, this, everybody's like, oh yeah.
They even pick sides.
Of course, you know, it's like when men have issues, people see it, oh, it's classy, you know, it's a man thing. It's manly to argue, it's manly to call out another man, but it is demonizer, be demonic for two women to have issues. It's unheard of, it's unclassy, it is this, it is that, it shows, and every time it happens over and over. So every time women fall out, it is so publicized, and then people go into, oh my god, this is why I don't like this. But it happens almost every day with men. Men are always dragging themselves, fucking each other's wife. I remember there's a time that the police, I said they were suing the police for allegedly fucking somebody's wife, snatching somebody's wife. Nobody said any single thing. It was like hush, 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 hush. Everybody like, hey, daddy, please. Hey, after you go and ring like, but once if you flip it and, you know, is a woman that wants to snatch another person's, oh my goodness. So I think we platform female fuck-ups, let me put it that way. When a woman messes up or when two friends fall out, the media platforms is IG, Instablock, and because we expect a higher moral standard from women, and, you know, everybody's like, yeah, but when it's men, you know, nobody cares. I think that's one of the reasons, you know, it's really horrible. And I also think that there's this point that came to my head, but I think I'll circle back to it. So yeah, and that thing you mentioned, let me ask this question now. When you get a friend, let's assume, okay, that thing you mentioned, I think a lot of women, the aesthetics, apart from the aesthetics, there's this popularity part too. Like if you're popular on Facebook, IG, TikTok, people would gravitate to you. Now they don't care about your values. They don't care about okay, this the kind of person I want in my life. What does this person think? What is your issue? What do you believe in? This and that and that and that. They just want to be friends with someone popular. Yeah. And I think I'm going to use that meddling thing as an example because the names lady and the meddling lady, allegedly, I don't see their common ground apart from, let's say, fashion, or I don't know if they, you know, sat down and talked about, you know, it's more like, oh, you're beautiful, yes, queen, you're so, you know, that can, let's prepare them, let's get together, you know, and then friendship, that I'm not saying that's how it happened, but I'm giving an example. Like if you become a friend with somebody, a woman, because she's popular, or because she's pretty, or because she has connections, and you don't check, this is the kind of person that would wouldn't bat an eyelid before she fucks my husband, even though they don't write it on the forehead. When you discuss with people, you know their stance. It's one of the reasons why I like Facebook, because it is a verbal based, that we post based. It's a written. It's more of a written platform than visual platform. So you get to see people at their finest. You get to read their opinions on everything. You get, no matter how inconsequential the drama is, you get to know their takes. You see this person saying, I don't see anything wrong, as long as and because they're popular, you want to be friends with them. Yeah. So at the end of the day, I think that thing Amaka said, you have time to figure out who they are. Are you blinded by the fact that this is a popular person? She makes posts that make her sound like she's popular. I mean, I'm tying myself with a rope here, because I know a lot of people want to be my friends. I'm like, you don't even know if I'm a good person. You don't even know if I'm the kind of person you want in your family. If you're a prayerful person, you don't even know if I'm prayerful. Do you get? You don't know if I'm in a secret society. It's just because maybe you have small followers on Facebook and people be like, oh, I want. So I think that's another thing. Then the thing I was thinking about has come to my mind. Another reason why women don't have friends, female friends, is they are men. When they marry, their men tell them, hey, cut off this one, or cut off this one, or cut. It's a thing in most homes. So sad. Yeah, it's a thing. I remember when my mom got married, my dad was like, oh, this person doesn't like you. This person, this person is not, she's divorced. This person is separated. This person is a single mother. And this is how men think. At the end of the day, if you went into that marriage with 10 friends, 10 female friends, 5 years down, you find out you have zero, nobody by your side. You have absolutely no person by your side, and you're doing this life alone. Whereas the man retains his own friends. In fact, it doesn't even matter if the man retains his friends. He can be a loner, and he just wants you to be a loner too. Exactly. Is a thing. And they were telling you this person. And men have a way of instilling that thing into their women. They say, yeah, this guy, this lady, she's not in her husband's house. She will also want you to not be in your husband's house. And you'll be like, oh, Rema, that is true. Yeah, they'll be like, she's a single mother. She will also want you to be a single mother, so that both of you will be going to a party. That's how the old people say party. So both of you will be going to party alone and looking for men. And because, like I said before, you've been taught from a very young age that women are your rivals instead of men. Women are your competition. You say, oh, that is true. You are quick to buy into the BS, and then you dump all your friends. I've seen it happen to so many women, from my mom to my aunt, to a lot of them. They have 50 friends, 10 good friends, and not just all these yabasi nonsense friends. They have very good friends, and once they get married, they have zero. Give them 2-3 years, they have zero. What happened to this person? What happened to them? And after, it's not like there was a betrayal or something bad happened. It was just like no communication, because the husband didn't really approve. And then when these women go through crisis, when they go through marital crisis, personal crisis, career crisis, they are all alone. All they have is their husband, who has his own backup, and probably their siblings and their children. That's it. It is so sad. Even if they are the ones that are childless, they are just all alone. Lonely. They have nobody. So I think the men also play a role. Even said before marriage is even far, there are friends who have told me so many times that when they started dating, their men will tell them, stop following Ijoma. And these are people I've never met. It's not like they've met me. Their friends, their boyfriends tell them, stop following Ijoma. If you know you want this relationship to work, block Ijoma. And I'm like, it is like this. One will never marry. If you now marry your physical friends, what will not become of them? You get? So I think men play a role in this, and women will buy into it, because yes, we've been indoctrinated to believe that we are on wahalas.
Yes, and there's this thing that really blows my mind. When they say, this woman is single, she's divorced, don't keep her company. Why do we see divorced and single women as less? Why do you think she's the problem in that union? Why do you think she's the problem in that union?
And why do you even think it's infectious? So because you're divorcee, so you infect me. Is it a disease? Is it malaria?
It's bonkers. And a lot of times the reason why these men try to distance you from your female friends is because they know that when they start fucking up, they will advise you to choose yourself.
Yes,
and they don't want that. They want to have you in one corner where they can exercise every abusive tendency they can on you. that is fact. You know, they want you to be alone so that when they start showing you Pepe, nobody will be talking sense
Of
into
course.
you. You'll just be depending on them, and you know, you just cannot think far. You can't.
There'll be no one around.
Exactly. And
you
it's
process
just
your
crazy. And you know, okay, so one thing I really admire about my mom when it comes to female friendships and solidarity is, oh my god. So they have this group, they call themselves committee of friends. There are up to 10 women in this said group, like right from childhood up until now, as I'm pushing 40. These women have been together. I'm telling you, yeah, a few are dead, you know, but they've been together. Even the ones that are abroad, they still participate in any way they can.
And that is what the media will not tell you. They will just
tell you that.
They will tell you about Madeline and her friend. They will not tell you about the hundreds and thousands of female friendships that have succeeded and are still succeeding.
Yes. You know, these women, like, it's such a beautiful thing to watch. Sometimes they have new members, like women who actually want this,
to be a part of them.
Sisterhood. Yes,
Yeah.
They come. I don't know if there's any sort of screening, but they come, they join. And to be very honest, I can count the number of times that I've heard that they had fallouts, and it's usually something they fix and come back together again, which is something that some people have never heard of that. You know, when you say this, they'll be like, are women? Are you sure? They've not killed themselves. They're not always fighting. No. So they do this thing where they take turns in hosting meetings. You can host this Sunday. Next 2 weeks you host. And it just keeps going around. They come, they do their Bible readings, they pray, they eat and drink, they gist, you know. And when any of them has any sort of celebration, like a child is getting, one of your children are getting married, they contribute for you. They show up, they wear shirley for you. You know, they even bring their own food to support you. You know, if any of them spouses is sick, I'm telling you, they take turns in visiting, like sleepovers, hospital visits. They contribute for you.
I'm glad you're talking about this, because this is something we don't this is not what mainstream media will talk about. Women are just their enemies now.
No, this is my reality, and that is why when I see babes saying, women, they say, "Oh, sorry, I will keep going hard for my female friends."
Of course.
I don't care what you guys are saying, because it is the best thing. One of the best things that ever happened to me. Honestly, shout out to all my female friends. It's such a beautiful thing, and I wish every woman will experience this. It's sweet.